is Jane Talbot, and you're very welcome to episode 21 of the Big Renga Roundup, the show that brings you all the latest news and views from the Big Renga project, a project with 13 poets working together to create 25 linked verses of poetry, and today is day 21. And today we have a special guest. One of the renju has popped in to the studio to say hello. Hello, Kate.
Hello, Jane.
Listen, it's lovely to see you, and things are getting interesting. We're moving towards the end of page 2, and today you have choice, but it's fairly limited. So yesterday you had the third verse on love, so love isn't an option. Spring is done and dusted for page 2, and so is autumn, leaving you the choice of winter, summer, travel, dwellings, mountains or shores. What did you go for?
I went for travel.
Pioneering. So this will be the first verse that is veered off the main Renga thread. It's non-seasonal. So you had is it a 575, right?
I did. This is my haiku verse.
Can you read that to us? No, you can't read it to us. So Kate has disappeared. So I am going to try and get Kate back. Let's try and get Kate back. And in the meantime, what I'm going to do is read Kate's verse for her. No, I can't even read Kate's verse for her. So what I'm going to do is wait for Kate to rejoin the call. If she can make it in. Here she is. She's back. So normally I'm prepared with the renju's verse, but I haven't got it on the basis that you were going to read it. So listen, let's get on with it while the connection is still there. Can you read your verse to us?
Yes, I certainly can. So this is my verse. It was dreams of peaks unreached, inspire sure-footed ascent, soul, eternal guide.
Now there's a deep tenor to that verse, and I felt something coming along in the Renga for a while as we dive deeper into our poetic resources. Can you give us a little bit of information about your verse?
Well, I really was handed a gift on a silver platter by saying of the previous poet, whose second line of her 7/7 was about following the path that was risen, and all of my work and everything that I'm really excited and passionate about is to do with this metaphor of the journey of life. So it really was such a gift to have that previous verse. I was thrilled when I saw it. So I knew it was going to be picking up on that travel and journey theme. So really what I wanted to do was to offer some continuity, and the continuity was to pick up on this idea of tender yearning that she spoke about, and my language around that would be the idea of a dream, like an authentic dream, not just oh, that would be a fantastic achievement or accomplishment, but actually something that's heartfelt and at that soul level. So I wanted to speak about dreams of peaks unreached as accomplishments that are about becoming more of who you really are. You know, this idea of something to flow your authentic creative energy towards. So I got that continuity, and then the idea of a path that rises was just so suggestive of a mountain climb that's really where I moved on to talk about inspiring sure-footed ascent, and that gave me continuity, but also the chance for the shift, the contrast that we have to create in each of these verses. So I was moving from the idea of something that's future-orientated, like a future accomplishment, to a here and now sure-footed choice. You know, this idea of what am I going to do?
And Kate has gone again. It's been a bit of a challenge this morning. I'm going to try to see if I can get her back. But what you probably have been noticing over the last couple of days is that the verses are becoming more personal. And here is Kate back in the studio. Talking about contrast.
We are. Yeah, but just I was talking about the shift and the contrast, and this the what that I wanted to move from something that's future orientated, which I always get nervous of, like, what I call postponed happiness. This idea that I'll be happy when something happens in the future or when I've achieved something, and really wanting to move it to thinking about the here and now, and this idea of sure-footed ascent. I really wanted to not only suggest about being clear about what to do next, but actually sure-footed in the sense of confidence and self-belief and alignment, that whole sense that you're on the right path, which is really important to me personally. And that's really where the last line came from, which was soul, eternal guide. And I do believe, and nobody has to agree with me about this, but I do believe personally that we are guided by a larger part of ourselves. You might use the words deep self, Jane. Your frame of reference, I think, is slightly different from mine, but for me it's this idea that there is a deeper, wiser, eternal aspect to who we are that is guiding us and nudging us, and if we're open to it, actually can really inspire unusual choices in the moment, inspire us to do things right here and now that we're not even sure why we're doing it, but it shows up later as to why that was so significant. And that's where it really came from, is this sort of continuity, but also the shift to not just the future, but the here and now, and not just the external journey of a physical life, but the internal journey of connection with that deeper part of yourself, which is that journey of discovery is what's so exciting to me.
And I think what's so exciting to me from a Renga point of view is that in 17 syllables you can express your life's work, and that it's a kind of, and isn't it great, and that is it's also holographic, that whatever you're writing, at some level this comes out, and for me that's an indication of how important that is to you.
Yes.
How deep-rooted that is for you. But also it says something about poetry. You can't hide. In fact, when you're limited with words, sometimes the most important things come out. So I think it's absolutely fabulous, and I think this is happening for other people as well. I can see it as we get stripped bare from choice because we can't repeat, then people are digging really deep into themselves. Now listen, the connection is like it's like speaking to a different universe today.
It's not
the portal is destabilizing. Kate, I'm going to say thank you so much, and I'm also going to say goodbye while the going is good.
Thank you so much, Jane. Bye-bye.
Bye.